Imagine a man who warned the world about the greatest danger to democracy. Not a dictator, not a king, but something much more innocent, the power of the majority. In 1835, a French aristocrat wrote a book that predicted our modern fears. Welcome to the tyranny of the majority. Alexis de Tocqueville. Born into aristocracy, he watched his parents survive the chaos of the French Revolution. He knew what a mob could do. In 1831, he was sent to America to study its prison system, but he returned with an answer to a much darker question: how does democracy actually work? His masterpiece, Democracy in America, celebrated American freedom, but it warned of a new kind of tyrant. In a monarchy, the tyrant is one man. In a democracy, the tyrant is everyone. It is all-powerful. The most dangerous aspect of the mighty majority, Tocqueville wrote, is not what it does, but that nothing stops it. The majority doesn't just rule, it shapes thought. It decides what can be said. It crushes the individual. This is not a dictatorship of the body, it is a dictatorship of the mind. Tocqueville saw it in action. Mobs in Baltimore tearing journalists apart for criticizing a war. In Philadelphia, black citizens being barred from voting. The majority decided who had a voice and who was invisible in America, he warned. The majority builds formidable barriers to free thought. An author may write anything within these barriers, but they will regret it the moment they step beyond them. But Tocqueville wasn't just a pessimist. He saw three defenses. First, the rule of law, courts that protect the individual from the mob. Second, lawyers. He called them the aristocracy of democracy. They protect procedure from the passions of the crowd. Third, religion. It limits human desire and reminds us that there are values higher than the opinion of our neighbor. But is this tyranny disappearing today? No. 2025, North Carolina. New voting maps are drawn so distorted that the opposition can't even compete. The result? 50% of voters cast their ballots, but they only get 36% of the seats. This is the tyranny of those in power. They rewrite the rules to stay in power forever. Democracy without counterweights. In 2023, the Supreme Court strikes down affirmative action. A 6-3 decision. Past injustices don't matter. The opinions of the minority are ignored. Equality becomes purely formal. As Tocqueville warned, the majority serves its own interest, and it is blind to the fact that the interests of others are also part of justice. Arling 16. Brexit 2%. Vote to leave. 48% are left behind. Their opinion is ignored. Their country changes without their consent. The paradox of democracy is that it prepares its own destruction. It gives power to the majority, and the majority destroys the rights of the minority. Conformity wins. Dissent is punished. Freedom of speech is limited, not by law, but by public opinion, the fear of being different. If liberty ever perishes in America, Tocqueville wrote, it will not perish from the sword of tyrants, but from the tyranny of the majority. Not enemies, not kings, but us. 200 years ago, Tocqueville warned of a tyranny that requires no prisons and no executioners. It only requires that everyone thinks exactly the same. The tyranny of the majority is when you are afraid to say what you think, when your opinion doesn't matter, when it's better to stay silent. Question for you: who is your tyrant today? A dictator or your neighbor whose opinion cannot be challenged?